In 2007, the U.S. made a massive round of terrorist arrests, including that of Osama bin Laden. The world was stunned at the progress of the U.S. intelligence community. A leaked memo from the Pentagon suggested that a new surveillance technology was credited with making the arrests possible. The Department of Defense was silent, but in late 2009, a physicist named Dr. Julian Krasner gave an interview to the national media in which he described a machine he had helped create for the Pentagon in response to recent intelligence community failures. Codenamed Argus after a Greek watchman covered in eyes, the machine collected light emitted from Earth with satellites and then calculated the paths of the rays, as well as the shape and color of anything it encountered between the time it left the sun and when it arrived at the collector. The process was similar to calculating the shape of something dropped in water using the ripples it made. Since photons react to other photons and can last indefinitely, this process not only allowed the machine to view the entire planet from any perspective, but also at any time. The possibility of such a machine captured the imagination of the world. Outcries against invasions of privacy inundated Congress from not only America, but the entire world, and a congressional investigation was set in motion. Under immense pressure, the White House soon confirmed the existence of Argus and the creation of a new commission to oversee its use. The commission called for the creation of several more machines and 2 subgroups to compartmentalize their use. The first group, formed within the Department of Justice, was called Vigilance and was assigned the task of using the machine to solve current and past crimes. The second group, known as the Archivers, was created within the Library of Congress, and their task was to retrace history and record important events and figures for educational purposes. The Vigilance unit's equipment was altered so they could only view and follow crime scenes and suspects with judicial warrants, while the Archivers' machines were limited to viewing events older than 50 years in order to address privacy concerns. Although the capabilities of the Vigilance team were overwhelmed at first, they slowly caught up as more machines and members were added. Crime did not disappear, but began to fade into much milder forms. The Archivers had a much larger project to grapple with. Should they begin at the beginning, or by looking up events from history books? Skilled in their abilities to capture images from various angles, directors of photography were brought in to facilitate the creation of a new breed of documentary. Unfortunately, Argus could not record sound, so lip readers were used extensively to translate the footage into subtitles and voice soundtracks. Nonetheless, the great mysteries began to be revealed to an astonished world. The building of the pyramids, the fate of the Mayans, and the disappearance of the dinosaurs were widely distributed. However, the documentaries that carried the most transformative impact were the Religious Leaders series. Jesus, Muhammad, and Buddha were located and their lives recorded. They all led amazing lives, however, it was clear that many of the stories were wrong or had been distorted over time. Jesus never walked on water, and Buddha never turned into pure energy as he became enlightened. However, they were all great revolutionaries of their times. Many became disillusioned with their faiths. If their sacred texts could be wrong about their key figures, then what else could they be wrong about? In the vacuum left behind, new religions based on kindness in the here and now were formed. The possibility that their progeny could one day view them compelled many to live their lives to the best of their abilities. Many people began keeping journals of days, times, and places for events they feel were key to their life. Graphic documentaries on wars deeply affected many as well. Atrocities committed on nearly every side left few nations without blood on their hands. A deep sense of remorse and fear of similar fates led to popularly supported military budget decreases. Ironically, the same groups that created Argus were shut down by the product of their own creation. Meanwhile, the documentaries continued to be seen by many as the undeniable truth. However, historiographers pointed out that the films people saw were still edited. Pieces of events and people's lives could be taken out of context or selectively chosen. Not only that, but ancient languages had to be lip-read and translated, and margins for error were significant. These concerns led the Argus Commission to place disclaimers on all archive releases, but it did little to convince people of their possible fallacy. As of 2018, things within the archive are beginning to change. Ideological shifts have produced a new hierarchy within the committee, and many original members have been silently replaced.